Whew. My containers were supposed to be here yesterday. They're not going to be here until today. All right, so first things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. It's sad because some people don't realize how we test over here, on how we test our products. This environment down here is called the max out zone. This is where we do all our testing for our screen paint products. If a screen can pull up down here, it can pull up anywhere in the house. And if you've seen the lighting we have in the house, it's much brighter than, certain people's demonstrations. This environment right here is beautiful because it's constructed basically for screens to take on a ton of ambient light. My screen here is a 39 Extreme Black Widow, painted at a screen size of 129 inches, 1610. This is a customized. Now, let me show you something. Anytime that we display any form of screen paint, the first test that the screen paint has to go through is something called a certified test, which means it has to go through 5 certified screens, or 3, in order to be able to show that the screen can perform on the level we need it to perform, what we need to change, what we need to fix, what we need to tweak. These are called tests, and all these test demonstrations are displayed. Now, we're in a forum site. This is what it's being bought up for. And in the forum site, yeah, there are people laughing over this video, and I'll tell you why. The difference between the network grade 773 and any certified screen that we place on that technology downstairs is that they can't outperform it. That technology downstairs at $204 for 24 ounces can beat a DMP Supernova, Seymour AV 1.3, Matinee Silver, Matinee Black, Daylight Snooze Screen, the Dark Star 9. It can beat all those with no problem. That's what makes that technology, and very, very, at the point, like I said, would cost more than 204 for 24 ounces of that technology. That paints up to a 120-inch screen. Now, the screens that I named would cost you anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 just for 100 inches. Now, the Network Gray 773, well, doesn't match our products at all because, again, we use that in testing. Now, I told you yesterday that we are looking for the receipts. One of the things we're looking for are the receipts of the product that was supposed to be purchased here. This is claiming by, and we hate to put his name in here, of Crow 1176, has claimed the purchase of an Extreme Black Widow, which we are still waiting for the receipts because we have not received any receipts yet. Yesterday, we placed an order for the Frankenstein. We've already had the Frankenstein here before. It wasn't what it was supposed to be. You saw the video. We're not going to go into it, but that's what happened. We already had that product already previously here. So I don't know why there would be a problem with resending out the same product that he already sent out the first time. But apparently there was a problem, and he went in and he canceled the order, gave us back the money, put the money back into our account, our banking account. So in this video, he goes into talking about the difference that you're getting more money for your buck if you buy the Network Grade 773. The problem is that the Network Grade 773 does not match our technology in any way whatsoever. So there'd be a huge, massive difference because the technology we have downstairs pulls a 100% black level and can see color in an environment that is far brighter than what you use here in your demonstration. Yesterday, I think I pulled my camera back in my environment around 25 feet from the screen, and we could pick up that image anywhere we moved in the environment, but the Network Gray was not picking up. So is the Network Gray better than an Extreme Black Widow? No. Certified screens can't stand up to an extreme black widow. Now, I want you to look at this demonstration. I got to get screenshots of this for AVS forms. If you look at the environment, you will clearly see that his product is matching the network gray. This, they want receipts. Everyone on that end, does he have receipts? So no, we have no receipts of the item. They saw the request videos. We requested multiple times for these receipts. For this item, he has no receipts at all. Of course, he doesn't have the product. We all know that. So anyone with half a brain could pretty much see that there's no way in the world he could ever produce a receipt. So we know we don't have it. But this is another issue right here. Now, as you said before, that I want to know feel how the shoe's on the other foot. Well, the thing about it is we test our screens. Any product we develop, any product we design, the first thing we do is we put it against a 3 to 5 screen certified test right from the door of the product being made. That gives us an understanding what we are dealing with and what we need to fix later on. This is why we have the ultra short throw test, long distance test, all different forms of tests that we run. And we do that downstairs. This environment that you have here, it's not even well lit. The problem is, and as in every form site we drop these videos into, the first thing they say is, why is the individual so close to the screen? You're not supposed to be that close. Diamond or any of the other companies who develop projection screens never sit this close to a screen. The reason why is because he gives off the illusion that he's in a fully lit environment. This is why I showed you yesterday of us walking around at 25 feet away from a screen at 127 inches, which is way larger than this screen right here, sitting in a bay of windows and producing with no problem. So let me show you, people. Let's brighten it up a bit. We have to show this because this is what posted on AVS forums of you canceling the order. You canceled the Frankenstein yesterday, put the money back in our account. Now, the interesting thing about that is the fact that he already sent that product to us. We ordered the same product that the order he canceled on is the same product he sent here when he was falsifying the demonstration. Yeah. So let's show you how tests are really done. This downstairs is called the max out zone because meters down here don't pick up. When you do a demonstration, you're supposed to show the entire environment. So in your video, you stated, and I was going to do this, you stated that, interesting. You stated that the network gray is the same as our product, right? By saying that for $204 for 24 ounces, not 36, which is not a quart, it's 32, you stated that the technology that we have here on 129 inches, which is way bigger than your screen right now, that 100-inch you have. My projector sits back at 15 feet, 720p projector we have here. Not 4K, not laser, none of that. And as you can see, we're at a distance. We're not sitting right up on top of the screen. You suggested that customers save more money if they go with the network gray over our products. Well, let's see something here. We have the network gray and we have a stack of certifies. So let's see what would benefit more, the network gray or certifies versus the black technology you see right there. Now, mind you, when we do this demonstration, we're not on a small screen because I don't like using the tiny screens. They irk the daylights out of me due to the fact that I feel the picture is being compressed. That's why I don't like to use small screens. Camera standing back so everybody can see the environment. You can see how much light's in the environment. We're not using dimmers in here. When you went in and changed the video with Amazon, it shows that you're using an ambient light controlled environment. We don't use that. Light's either on or off. That's how it works down here. All right, so let's go over first Make sure we have the microphones for this unit over here. Let's go into white screen. Ah, she bounced me out. Let's go make sure she puts me back in. Let's request it again. Did I not say white screen? I did, didn't I? All right. All right. So this is where we test our screens at to make sure they pull off. This is why you cannot do the demonstration I did upstairs yesterday at 127 inches and walk around the environment back and forth and that screen pull up in all those windows, because when you test your screens constantly in the dark all the time, again, contrast level and colors are not going to go well. This right here is a Dark Star 9. Dark Star 9s for 100 inches cost $3,000. And yes, the Dark Star 9 could beat the pants off a gray screen paint, a network gray. And no, he did not bring up receipts. He can't bring up receipts. That's virtually impossible for him to bring up receipts. Product didn't exist then. All right, so we'll put the Dark Star 9 right here. All right, there's Dark Star 9. Let me see. Daylight has this amazing screen here. I always butchered their name. We also got another pure silver too. This has a 2.3 gain. I think they had a silver version on this. It's kind of like a gunmetal design. You can call it gunmetal. Now, the sad thing about it is that we do these demonstrations already. This is what we call a certified test. We do these on every screen paint. You've seen it on the Gamer, you will see it on the Unicorn, you will see it on anything we design. They have to do this because, unlike you, I go into form sites that people have these expensive screens on display. We call them the elitists. And when I go in there, these guys got 50,000 JVC projectors and 120-inch screens that for most people would cost $5,000. They got them at 120, 150. These guys got money at the end of the day. I can't walk into that form site and go, I've got this gray screen paint product. They don't care about that at the end of the day. They make their own stuff at the end of the day. Like, man, I can go to Home Depot and make that at the end of the day. What else you got? That P2 projector, that's a paperweight in that environment. They don't have those in there. These guys got dedicated setups in there. They spend money for these machines. We can walk in there with a black screen paint and blow their stuff clean out of the water on a 720p projector. That's the difference. All right, let's get this sample sheet right here, over here. Now, these are gunmetals. This one is around, I think, $4,000, about $4,000. $4,000. Put that right there. Smooth that gracefully there. All right. Let's see what else we got. Here's the other version. This is the darker version. Daylight screen right here. This has a 0.8 gain right there. I did it early in the morning. We got so much to do because Jokers did not send my containers out, which means it's going to double my work up today. So I have to be up early to get this out of the way, get other things done, other demonstrations, so we could work on the labels. If the screen pops up today, and it probably will, because usually it does, we got to finish off this project over here and bring my gaming PC downstairs. I got that Warhammer 40K, the other one. I want to test it out on the screen. So, got some stuff to do. And that's the new acoustic Gamer, which we have to test out. Now, the reason why we do the certified test is because the certified test shows the screen's worth and capabilities. You don't do these tests at all, period. You don't do 18 screen certified, 9 screen certified, none of that. I've seen the certified you use. You use the Elite Cinema Gray 5D and Cinema Gray. These are screens that are pretty much would be more to your complexion of your product. These aren't. None of these screens are going to match that screen. That screen's jet black. Here we go. Let's get this one right here. Now, as I said before, these screens work perfectly fine, and they do. You put them against any gray mix, any white screen, they'll destroy it. Problem is that this is not a gray mix. This is a black screen. Let's put this one right here. Now, we got the certifies up here and gunmetals. And again, if you're going to sell gunmetal, you need to test your product against gunmetal. How does the Frankenstein compare to the Black Diamond, the Dark Star 9? Any one of the technologies we have up here, have you done any tests against Black Diamond? None. Because Black Diamond technology is extremely good. Do Dragonfly. That's another one. It's a very nice screen. I like the Dragonfly so much. But anyway, yeah, do Dragonfly. Do Black Diamond. If you're good enough, Black Diamond will contact you. If you're not, they will contact you with something else. Now, we got contacted with both. We have emails from Diamond praising our technology. And then when things didn't work out the way they wanted to, well, then you know what happened. And until then, this day, we can't get Diamond sample sheets. Nowhere at all, because they won't send them to us. But they'll send them to you because you're not considered to be a threat. We have NDAs, contract agreements from Seymour AV. We have emails from Shark Tank, way back when I had Digital One, when they wanted me to come on ABC and show off my product. Don't believe me? I'll go to my email and print it out. That's why I find it hard that you can't find these receipts, because I can go back to 6 years and print out a ABC invite to Shark Tank from 6 years ago. All right. What else we got here? Let's go with, we got DMP Supernovas here. Yeah, we got 2 sets of DMP Supernovas, Infinity and Blade. These are the DMP Supernovas. These run customers around $4,000 to $5,000 for 100-inch screen. Mind you, my screen up there is 129 inches. If you're wondering the size of it, that's a customized. I did that for my custom gaming screen right there. Let's see. Now we're going to do a lights on, lights off. Let's put that one right here. Let's grab this one right here. We got the other one right. Let's grab that one too. Now, again, this is easy for us because we do these tests the minute the product is designed. We do these tests, so we know what we can do. And this is important to me because when I go to form sites, the first thing I hear out of somebody's mouth is, well, I got this screen right here. How does your product compare to this? Oh, here you go. Here's a demonstration. How does your product compare to? Here you go. There you go, demonstration. We do outside forms. What about the size of the screen? Got a big 2050 in the back. What about that? Yeah, that's what you have to be to do. This is a DMP Supernova also too. This may be the Blade, I think it is. We'll put that one over here. Now, in your demonstration, you had no certifies, and you had a fake counterfeit Extreme Black Widow, because again, no receipts. If I were to sit back and say, hey, I ordered this, I ordered that from you, this, that, and the other, I can pull receipts showing I made those purchases. Let me see. This one right here is gotta lean it over real quick. That's a matinee black right there. Let's get this one. This one is around, I think it should be around 1,600. I don't know. Pretty sure, but it's not the price that we have ours for. Now, our 48, well, we don't have 48s anymore. Yeah, why is he mentioning 48s? We don't have 48s anymore. We have 50s. He was wrong on that one. I guess you don't know we have the big boys in now. Our 48s, what's the word for it? The 50s. The 50s, or 48s, how I would put it, basically paint a screen size up to 170 inches. 170 inches or 180 inches of a DMP Supernova is around $18,000. This right here is silver Digital One crystal screen paint. This is the last one we made before we start making screen paints. Put that one right there. All right. And last but not least, we have the Network Gray 773. Now we have to run all these tests. These are the normal tests that we run against our products. So again, at $204 for our product versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 certified screens ranging from anywhere from $1,600, $3,000 to $5,000. And 24 ounces of our product paints up to 120 inches. This is where we make our bread and butter when we go to certified sites that have these high-powered screens and setups, because that in that area, this is where we shine. Because these people who spend all this money for this technology to have these amazing setups, watch us come in there with a jet black screen and produce better images than the products that they have in the very same settings. Not only that, we can go into the OLED TV form sites and mess around in there. And first thing we'll say is, hey, how come you guys don't have great projection screens? And here comes the onslaught of insults. Man, I don't want that crap in the day. Number one, you got to be stuck in the dark all day. Screens can't pull up a 100% contrast level. Mine, these are OLED owners at the end of the day. We walk in there with a black screen. We could pull up in a fully lit environment. Our projector costs far less, even if we had it at 4K, still far less than a TV. And we can do this on a 100% contrast level. A gray screen paint could never walk into an OLED form site, not ever. Not ever. Network Gray 773. Or as we call it, the Cinemax Network Gray, because again, it matches. Put that one right there. All right. Let's see if the technology is worth its weight in gold. Now, the first thing we do, excuse me, when we do any testing, we like to show off the white levels. White levels are extremely important because that allows us to see which screens are generating too high of a white level. There has to be a certain tone that the screen has to be able to produce. They're going to bombard us with commercials today. Hopefully not. There we go. So that's what we look for, because it's a certain tone that the screen has to pull up when it comes to white levels. The sad thing about it is most people think that the screen pulls the highest white level, literally pulls the brightest color. If that's the case, then the white screen would be the most superior screen because they pull the highest white level. Red screen. Voila! There you go. So this technology here and a max out zone that's producing more light than the individual's so-called demonstration. And at 14 feet, we're at 15 feet away from the screen at a distance, you can see the difference between our product. We do not sit up on top of the screen because, again, the customer needs to be able to see the full surrounding area and the light to see how much it's making contact with the screen. So let me guess, $204 versus 6 certified screens, a silver version of the Digital One Crystal screen paint, and the Cinemax Network Gray 773. Blue screen. Voila. Isn't that interesting? Right there. We've done these tests so many times, it's not even funny. But it's sad because the individual makes the claim by saying that, well, he has this, it's not, you're getting more for your money, you're getting more paint for your money. You can get a gallon and get more for your money at the end of the day, but again, it comes down to quality. It comes down how this screen makes your product look. You can go out and spend money for a cheap white projection screen versus a black diamond. Guess which one is basically going to be a better screen? It's going to be the diamond. It's going to be the better screen. You get what you paid for. That's what it comes down to. Now, if we wanted to, our technology is more advanced than the certified screens. At $204 for a screen size up to 120 inches that technology can paint. Our customers have the ability to have the $5,000, $3,000 expensive screens on the market without paying for it. And they can do that in a fully lit environment because our screens have true ambient light projection technology, not ambient light controlled environments with an ambient light projection screen. They don't have to spend the money for expensive projectors. They don't have to calibrate. As you can see, they're not going to have an issue. Red screen. If you're going to do a demonstration with the lights on, do not have the camera hugging the screen. The camera is supposed to stand back so that way the customer can see the screen reacting in a fully lit environment. And any angle, they can see this, which is very important. When people do demonstrations where they're hugging the screen, it's because they really want to cheat and not show you exactly how much light they're using in the environment. So let's look at this here. $204 for our technology. And we have what? A Dark Star 9 that costs $3,000. Daylight screen, $4,000, $5,000. So, is it the same? And we forgot about the network gray. And we have a silver version, which I would love for you to make, of the Digital One crystal screen paint right there. That actually produces a higher white level than the Cinemax, than the network gray. Let's try contrast. Starfield screensaver. No contest. And we don't even need a 2,000,000 to 1 contrast projector to do it. We don't have to spend all this money just for loads and loads of contrast in order to be able to pull a contrast level. My projector behind me has a 2,000 to 1. That's all we need. It has an 8-bit color processor. That's all we need. It doesn't require calibrating. That's all we need. It doesn't come down to the projector unless it's a knockoff. It comes down to the screen. This is why when people do those demonstrations, they have to cheat the ambient light environment by, again, putting the camera too close to the screen, having LED lights behind the back of the screen, trying to give out the illusion that the room is well lit when it's not. You're supposed to pull that back, buddy. That's how it's done. So again, what is the difference between paying $30 you said a quart? Over here it's 17, but $30 a quart or $40 a quart versus 24 ounces. And by the way, it's not 36 ounces, it's 32. So let me correct you on this one. What is the difference of paying 24 ounces versus 32 ounces, which would equal a quart? The difference is that our technology proves what it's designed to do. It's ambient light projection technology, does not require expensive projectors, does not require calibrating. You can run it off 720p. You can be in a fully lit environment, and it can pull a 100% black contrast level, even if your projector is only 2,000 to 1 contrast ratio. It maintains beautiful and outstanding color. As you can see, the other screens were having a difficult time pulling up different shades of color. And our technology, for our price, costs less than a $3,000 to $5,000 projection screen. So using that term by saying that, okay, that's the difference. No, you get what you paid for. That's what you get. You get a high performance car, you put cheap gasoline into that, you'll destroy your engine. You put the expensive gasoline into that, what that's designed for that vehicle, you're going to have a high performance machine that's going to run perfectly. But the difference between our technology and these companies can sit there and say, well, you get what you pay for. We have a Dark Star 9, we have a Diamond that can easily outperform that cheap gray mix with no problem whatsoever. But the problem you have here, like I said, cost, price. You got to pay for it. Got to pay for that technology in order to have it. Our technology, on the other hand, our customers don't have to pay the $3,000 and $5,000 for the screen. And why would they go near this stuff, this house paint? It doesn't work at all, period. Let's go with slow color change out. Slow, cancel. Put that up, it's late, all late. Let's get the slow color change out. Now, as he said, we use videos that compare to our products. A slow color change out is a test. This basically shows off if the screen is pulling proper color. So no, it doesn't compare to our video. Everyone should be doing this at the end of the day. As a matter of fact, all tests that we do, everyone else should be doing the exact same thing. Exact same thing. So you should be doing the color pattern test in a fully lit environment. And if you notice, we don't have, let me show you people as we're showing the screen flexing its color. If you notice, no dark areas, no dark corners, none of that nonsense, nice and bright. So there is a slow color change out. AK Desired Nature. Let's see. Here we go. When you do, and again, this is for people that are buying screen paint for the first time. Anytime that you're purchasing a screen paint product, all contrast demonstrations must be done in fully lit environments. When you hear me say on camera that all the products that we have upstairs had to go through this zone first. If they can pass this zone, that means upstairs, what we call normal lighting, but for most people it's considered to be extreme lighting. That's extreme lighting. What is it down here? Had to pass these tests. Apparently, he doesn't watch any of my demonstrations, and the reason why, because if you watch any of my demonstrations, and the reason why people found it funny and hilarious when you made the statement of comparing the Network Gray 773 to our product as getting more for your money. Yeah, you're getting more for your money, but you're also going to get a crappy screen that can't produce contrast or color, and it's not ambient light rejection, which is something that is a requirement for home theater projection today. If you don't have it, then your product doesn't work correctly. And even if you do have it at a light gray screen, you still can't pick up color and contrast. Now this screen right here, I'm putting back up, is silver. That is a 100% silver screen sitting right there. So $204 of this technology, I told you, if I decide to sell out to any company, any one of these companies up here with that $204, it'd be way worse than that. When they get done spraying that coating onto one of their screens and bringing out something, oh, we got this new screen, so and so and so, ultimate black diamond, the true black diamond screen. Do you have any idea what that screen's gonna cost when that price jump? because they know that if they coat that technology to their screens, they now have the dominant screen. They can beat every last one of those certifies with no problem because of our coating attached to their technology. Can you say that about your product? You can't, because your product matches the network gray that we have over there in the corner. It doesn't even match my Digital One Silver, and that's the last one we made. So any one of these companies that come in and look at this demonstration and go, we spray that technology to our screens? Yeah, they would beat any certified screen that lays against it. Would make them the dominant screen, which means the price of that screen will jump through the roof. You're talking about $204 for 24 ounces. You can try 6, 7, maybe 10 grand for a 100-inch of that coating being sprayed onto one of these big companies' screens where they're going to pay, where they're going to sell it for. And for those of you who sit there and say, oh, nobody will pay it. Oh, yes, they will, because they have a clientele that pays for those screens. Just like when we go to the elitist section in that forum site, we got people here that have $50,000 JVC projectors. They make them because there are people out there who have the money to buy them. If they didn't, the company wouldn't exist. Diamond wouldn't exist. None of these companies wouldn't exist because there wouldn't be anyone to buy their stuff because it'd be too expensive. No, they have a clientele that will buy it. They would never spray that gray mix ever to one of their screens because even they know that the darker technology is the more advanced technology. But our technology is more advanced than theirs, which means at $204, that is an amazing and outstanding deal. Consider the fact that we can sit here in a fully lit, maxed out environment, 720p uncalibrated projector, and produce better than 6 certified screens, a Digital One Silver, and the Cinemax with no problem. Now let's get our lights out. I gotta get some more LED lights for this area. Boy, that doesn't want to stay up there for jack, does it? That is the network grade going off. Let's get it back up there. All right, so let's go to our white screen. Now, the reason why your videos don't take a long time because you're just rushing through it. You don't want to take the time to do the tests. If you took the time to do the tests, your screens would have a lot of problems, like doing demonstrations in maxed out environments, lots of light contrast. You don't want to be in those environments because your screen won't work well. Fast, quick demonstrations is what you do. I take my time. I explain to my customers what's going on in the demonstrations. We show them in different color patterns, which they need to see. We show them in contrast and white levels. This is all very important for the customer to see when you're selling a product. You just don't rush right through it. Can you imagine buying a car? These are wheels, this is doors, this is a window, buy me, pay me, let's go. Nobody wants to hear that. They want to check under the hood. They want to kick the tires. They want to check out the vehicle. They want to know all this information. Has this vehicle been in a flood zone? Where did it come from? Who was the previous owner? They want to know all that stuff when you're buying stuff. You don't want to watch something where someone's just right through it and you're done. No, you want to do your research, and that's what we advise you to do. Check our demonstrations out. Do the research. That's what you're supposed to do. I do that every time I buy something. All right. Red screen. Now, we like doing these on the forum sites because, like I said before, we do this on the forum site, show the white level first, because then we get the customer or someone's coming in and they'll look at it and go, wow, you know, I can see automatically the screen's white levels are really low. The other screen's going to produce much brighter color. That's what we want them to think, because it adds that, oh, wait, what the freak just happened? Why is that screen producing such a bright red there? Yeah, because again, you don't want a screen that produces too high of a white level because now you're acting like a white screen. I think we got all the colors there. We do. Let's go pop over to purple. I never understood this. Now, lights on, these screens have a little bit of a fighting chance. Lights off, which you would think they would do much better, they do much worse. Let's go over to green screen. Now we got the dedicated theater room upstairs. We do this in the dedicated theater room. Also upstairs we have an absolute black. This is an extreme black widow 39. Okay. Cancel. Just remember we got it right there. Did we have it right there? We had it right there. Slow color change out. Now, slow color change out, like I said, it's very important because it allows you to be to see exactly the colors that the screen's picking up. Mind you, run an uncalibrated projector, so we're not using anything special to tweak the colors, nothing at all, period. It's a 720p. This projector is a WXGA. And it shows that even in the dark, where the certifies are going to have a difficult time pulling up next to the black screen. But if you notice, the network gray 773 and the silver digital one crystal screen paint is having issues. Oh, by the way, the demonstration that you did when you claimed that the extreme Black Widow 39 came up that dark, yeah, again, would be kind of hard to do. We have certifies laying against the screen right now, not a screen with screen paints. We have certifies also. So some of these certifies we have up here are extremely light. So if that was the case, then our screen would be darker and these colors would be more fitted. Yeah. And just to let you know, live is about as real as you're going to get on a recording. Everybody knows that. That's why when you have breaking news, they're live. They're right on the scene. It's live. It's actually happening as you're seeing it. Live is the best way to back up your products. That's why I like to do live. Let me see. 8K desired nature. I rest my case. So, again, server screens keep dropping off the screen. And your discussion, right? And your discussion that the customer, let me rewind it back because I don't like the one from the camera. I play it. And your discussion, you say that next to our black technology, right? Which you don't have, as we can clearly see. And we're still waiting for receipts, people. Just to let you know, we still haven't got anything yet from him. You're saying that it's better for the customer to go out and spend $30 to $40 a quart for the network gray, then spend the $204 for our technology. That's sitting here taking on 6 certified screens, lights on and lights off. And silver digital one and the network gray. You get what you paid for. And that's why when you buy his product and it doesn't work the way it's supposed to work, you get what you pay for. I told you it's going to come back in and back this up. We do these all the time. This is nothing new. These are tests that we have to do. It's called a certification test. We do these right from the door. Isn't that interesting? Starfield screensaver. Boom, 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 boom. Now, most people who get a white screen, the first thing they do is they go out to Home Depot, Lowe's, one of them, and they buy gray paint, and they make their own. And they paint this on the screen, and they realize they get a little bit of bump, but the screen still washes out. It still fades. They don't get the contrast. They don't get the color. And then they contact us because they see these demonstrations being displayed in our videos where we're showing certified screens and gray paint mixes and all that stuff. We even had one demonstration where we made about 4 or 5 gray mixes right there on the table, put it against our own screens. So apparently the individual does not watch our demonstrations. If he did watch our demonstrations, he would have known that we do these tests before we even launch the product. Because I need these demonstrations, unlike you, because I'm in these rooms where people have these screens on display. And I have to be to walk in there and go, yeah, nice dark star 9, so and so and so. But this is our technology versus dark star 9. And we don't tell them what projector it is. And when they see the demonstration fully lit around, they go, wow, that's freaking crazy. So what kind of projector are you using? That's why we don't tell them. Or we're using this 720p Christie projector that was outdated in 2012. Are you freaking kidding me? Do you have any idea how much I paid for this thing sitting behind me? Yeah, there you go. Skyworth food demonstration. Now, let's see if it's possible. If any one of these screens can turn my screen as dark as what we saw in the demonstration. Oh, we can see already that the whatchamacallit's not popping up. Oh wait, this is too easy. Lights out, and we do both of them, lights on, but it's too easy, lights on. So I'm curious, we want to see the same darkness that we saw in the demonstration. Minute. Like this up. It's right here. Let's go a little bit. Screen. This one up, please. Stay. It'd be nice. Now, you see that screen right there? I'll show you. Oh, this is going to be very embarrassing for you. See that dark spot right there? That's black paint. That's what happens when you take everyday black paint and you stick that against an extreme black widow. Because the technology that we put in our products has something called the heightener. And heightener allows a black screen to be able to see and accept white light. These are the kind of tests that you have to do in order to back your product up. These are the tests that we do every single day. On just about every forum site that we pop into, we do these demonstrations. We have to do another one of these demonstrations we paint on the screen. I need a new one too. Let's go with, I'm going to move this over a little bit because this is overshadowing my certified. There we go. Go back in on that one. Now, the reason why they'll use the excuse of not using live, because again, if they make a mistake, they can't go in and edit it. We don't edit over here. That's why we do everything in live. If something happens, something falls over, we leave it in the video. We're not editing jack. I don't like to edit to begin with, so I'm not editing, period. But the reason why we don't like pre-recorded videos is because, again, it can be edited, it can be manipulated. That's why. I prefer doing live demonstrations because you're going to see everything happen in real time. There's no way around it. And that's why you hear the excuses already by saying that I don't do live because of so and so and so, because of my internet and because of this and that. Excuses, excuses, excuses. Get yourself a booster, do all your demonstrations live. There's no excuse for it. But as for saying our product is, how you're saying you're doing the same thing we're doing to you. No, buddy, your stuff matches network grade 773. It's all to it. This video is not being deleted. It's going to be here. Actually, we're going to use it today for a site where we're going to go to. I'm deleting this. I'm gonna delete this. What? We don't delete our videos over here. Now, again, we're looking for, we know that the screen is going to produce a little higher than our screen. We know that already. But we're looking for that dark level that we saw in that demonstration where we were supposed to produce and our screen's coming up that dark. You know what screen would come up that dark? Everyday black paint. Just like we got right there. Now, as you can see, the screens pull, yes, a higher white level, but again, color suffers. I'll be sending this video to you so you can get an understanding how technology really works at the end of the day and how tests have to be done, just in case if you missed it, because apparently you're not getting the memo at all. So, like I said, he's, I guess, trying to say that the Extreme 39 Black Widow, basically, you're getting more bang for your buck if you go out and spend $30 to $40 for a quart of the network gray that is not matching our technology in any way whatsoever. Neither the silver, neither the certified screen. So like somebody going out right now saying, hey, look, more bang for your buck. Well, you can't say that because the screen costs less. Get a, you want a more high performance screen? Get one of these screens. They're not going to match our technology. LG snowboarding demonstration. We show everything. We show white levels, everything. Now, still looking for our screen to come up as dark as claimed in the video. Now, you see that dirty image right there? Like I said, that's black paint. So what you showed off in your demonstration is matching what we have here, which is black paint. And of course, we know it has to be black paint because, again, it's virtually impossible that you have the product. No one had it at that time. So we can come on here and we can show you a difference between night and day of the black paint versus our product. Certified screens. The network grade 773. And our Digital One Crystal Screen Paint Elite. But the problem is that you can't come out and show your product in this kind of environment. And you can't do it. Your screen won't pull up. You gotta fake it. You can't show color patterns because it's gonna match. There's gonna be issues. Not supposed to match the screen in any way whatsoever. That black paint, not supposed to match yourself in any way whatsoever. So let me show you right here. Let's go over to this demonstration here.
I'm sorry, you can't skip this ad.
Can we? No, we'll go bounce over something else. I'm curious if we can. Oh, I guess we can't. Oh, we did skip it. Just put it on something else.
But getting that results
So anytime we do demonstrations, we show you the white levels first, color pattern, contrast levels, then we show you the color blend. So I'm looking for my screen to come up as dark as you displayed in the demonstration. And the only thing we can see that's coming up close to it, or actually it's actually matching it, is that black surface right there. And that is actually 100% black paint. Which clearly we all know that the product that you have on display is black paint. And you don't have receipts, you don't have anything. This is the next day. I told you we're going to go in and check. There's not going to be anything there. And the reason why there's not going to be anything there because you never had the product at all, period. Now, I can say right now, we ordered a Frankenstein yesterday. Or the day before yesterday. I think yesterday. We ordered Frankenstein yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Can I back that up? Can I show receipts? Yeah, I can. We had it. There we go. Let's go over to, let's see. We did the gray screens. Let's have some fun with the black now. We've done this. Let's have some fun with just the paints. We did the certifies. So, let me get this straight. $204 of our technology can outperform certified projection screens that would cost my customers $3,000 to $5,000. And that little bit of lighting that you were using in that demonstration, again, I told you, that is a joke to what we use every day. This is the max out room. This is the light we use down here. This is why you don't do proper demonstrations. I can't express it enough. People that are buying screen paint for the first time, this is how demonstrations are supposed to be displayed. You're not supposed to be sitting that close to the screen. How are you going to see how that screen is going to react in your environment? And calling out Alexa and asking her to adjust the lights, we don't have ambient light controlled environments. It's either lights on or lights off. Harsh light, no light. That's how it works down here. This is the only way I would have it. So here in the demonstration, we have the silver version screen paint of the digital and crystal screen paint. We have the network gray. And in here, we have black paint. Now we've done this demonstration at 1,000 lumens. We've done this demonstration at 4,000, 5,000. These are normal tests. This is what the screen has to go through. Every last one of them had to do this. White screen. Do you know why we have a demonstration attached to our website called the Black versus Black? Do you know why we have that there on display? That's there on display to show that our product does not match black paint. If black paint lays against any of this technology, it turns into that. That's how we know when we watch demonstrations of screens popping up, of people making claims that our products come up as dark, we know exactly what's in their containers, especially when they've never placed orders from us. Red screen. You'll find it's quite interesting. Now, if you notice, and we're going to call you the individual, because I don't want to taint my video with your name. Let me explain to you what's going on here. If you cry and whine and say, oh, he's using a 4,000. If these screens can't pick up at 4,000 lumens, there's an issue. But we do it at 1,000 also because we have Old Faithful behind us. We do everything. Because when I go into these forum sites, I got to back this up. So if you notice, if you look at the black paint, you see how dirty the image is coming up? Because the black paint can't see and can't accept white light, which is very important and needed to be able to produce that beautiful red you're seeing before you. You see the silver, which is pulling a higher white level or brighter level than the gray, of course, because it's silver, But if you look at both of them, they can't produce that color. They can't produce that contrast, because contrast is needed in order to be able to pull that color. You have to have what you call a perfect balance. This is why when we hit the projector and we request for a white level, we are looking for the balance, the white level balance. That's what we're searching for. To an untrained eye, they will look at it and see, oh, that screen doesn't pick up a high enough white level, so it's going to fail. No, it's a balance we're staring at. So the balance we're looking at is that screen, black screen, not only must maintain a dark contrast level, but it must maintain its white levels perfect enough so when the color transfers through, it shows the perfect balance. The perfect balance is to be able to produce a bright, rich color without becoming too dark and not light enough where it doesn't wash out at the same time. And you must do this on multiple projectors. You must do this on multiple environments, inside, outside, certified screens, the whole 9 yards. This is why our tests are unmatched. This is why there's no black screens that can match our technology, because they don't do these tests. They'll just paint a screen black, stick it in a dark environment, and say, well, it's done. Look at the contrast. That's it. Where's your test? All right. Just want to explain that to you all. And for those of you saying, well, what about with the light cell? That's the easy part. I have no idea why people make that suggestion that light cell is supposed to be even harder. I don't get that. I'm never going to understand that. It's the strangest thing I've ever heard. You need to think. Bring in a dark environment. It's easier. It's too easy. Wait. Just wait. It's easy. Make a difference whatsoever. So, when you make a comment about how you get more bang for your buck off a gray screen paint like the Network Gray, that you're getting more. Yeah, you're getting more. You're getting more crap. That's what you're getting. You're getting more of a screen that can't produce contrast, can't produce color, looks horrible in ambient light and well-lit environments. It's garbage. And the worst thing about it is, if you think you're going to upgrade your projector and get a more high lumen projector, that's going to make it even worse, because you already have a screen already that's plagued by being used in a fully lit environment. You're going to introduce some more light to it, and you can forget about outside. They're absolutely even horrible outside. Yeah. So, what have we learned today? Well, we learned today that $204 of our technology is an extremely good deal. Consider the fact that my customers don't have to spend $3,000 to $5,000 for a projection screen. We can do it in a fully lit environment, 720p, don't need expensive projectors, calibrating, blog, and any of that. You get what you paid for when you deal with these products that are not tested. That's what you get. You get what you paid for. Blue screen. Purple screen. There you go. So that's how we know that the product that you have, you displayed, or we know you don't get the product anyway. You have no receipts, again. But we know because anytime we test black paint or black fabric, anything we throw against our screens, this is how it always reacts. This is how it looks the same way in your video. So no, a silver gray screen paint doesn't work on our products. Network Gray doesn't work, and black house paint doesn't work. This is what happens if you paint the screen with black paint, thinking you could do the same thing with our product. Ain't gonna work out too well. This is what we show companies all the time. This is what happens if you change it to a gray paint, and this is what happens if you decide to go silver. You're not gonna pick up jack. And mind you, the environment we're using right now, this is what they use for companies and so forth. Nice, bright areas. Wish I can get another one of these lights in here. All right. Been there, done that. So. Finish there. Finish there. Do, 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 do. Oh, and by the way, the Extreme Black Widow is a special shade of black. So, yeah, we do that because that keeps when we're in contract, just in case if somebody decides to fill up a bunch of containers and put our labels onto it and say, hey, look, we got this product down here, it's dented, it's damaged, whatever, we need to get a refund and we can't find the invoice. I actually had that happen in a contract one time where a company literally did that. We had metal cans, they dented the cans to make it look like it was damaged on shipment. They faked an invoice to try to get extra money out of us. And when we went to pour the products out, they didn't match. That's why. That's why all our black technology is black, but it doesn't match black house paint. It's dark. It matches the pour out, but they don't match side by side. It's a different shade. That's how we can tell. So you learn from your mistakes. So I guess you don't watch my demonstrations because if you did, you would have noticed by making the statement that, oh, now we're going to put the shoe on your foot. How does it feel? Feels great. Gonna buy me another pair. I'm gonna buy 2 pair, left and right. We do these tests all the time. This is what we do. The same tests that we do, we give you guys challenges. The challenges we give you are just tests that we do every day. You guys find it hard to do. Like swap your projector out for 1 year. Use only 720p's. You can't do it because you have to depend on these high-end projectors. We don't need it. We got a 720p we just ran a few minutes ago. You got to calibrate projectors. We don't calibrate jack over here. For what? You got to calibrate so your colors can come up correctly. And we did a fine job up here of our Certify and the gray screen paint mix, even the silver version of Edition 1. We're in a fully lit environment. Okay. People, I had to come back here and do that one. We don't sit on top of the screen, Crow. I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to mention your name. Well, anyway, you know what the video is about. If I do something, I back it up. And when I back something up, I go way over the point of backing it up. As in throwing the certifies up there. I had to throw the certifies, but I wanted to because it's fun. We can take out certified screens. I just told y'all that. I can take out certified screens with ease on our technology. Now I got to be waiting for my containers to get here, which I hope to get here soon, so I can finish my unicorn. And I want to get my whatchamacallit design too also. So I guess yesterday he was trying to say, because we did the comparison about his product versus the Network Gray, by saying that it's the same thing. That pretty much you're better off just going out buying the house paint because it does the same thing. You can't say that about my product because it doesn't match in any way whatsoever. We did lights on, lights off, color pattern, white levels. We did everything. Contrast, all. We did it all. The reason why my videos take so long is because there's so much more you're supposed to be seeing in these demonstrations. They just come on and just go, voila, here's the screen, guy skiing down the side of a mountain, tiger chasing whatever, and some fish blowing through the ocean. And we're done. No, that's not enough. I need to see more than that. Let's light the environment up. Let's take out the ambient light. Let's swap out that projector for a 720p. Let's see what that screen is really designed, what it can do. No, same thing when I go to Certified and watch the demonstrations. Overpowered, high-powered projector, all professional setting. Lights are controlled where they need them to be at. Fake. It's fake. And the same thing I saw in your demonstration, fake. Alexis. I ain't calling on Alexis with Jack. Lights on, lights off. That's how it works. Ain't that right, Taco? Laying over there looking all crazy. Why is that lights not on? Or over here lights on. There it is. Blue, blue, blue. Whoa, whoa. See, this is the reason why not supposed to carry remote controls on. they love this screen. We put this on a form site, they couldn't get enough of it. 127-inch gamer. Now, as you see, the lighting we have downstairs is brutal. This is where this stuff has to be tested at. That's why when we bring it up here, this right here for us is considered to be normal lighting. For other people, it's not normal lighting. It's extreme lighting because we can have light coming through the windows and all that other good stuff. And we can sit here and we can use our screens in well-lit environments. But they consider this to be a brutal environment for them. This is nothing. This is easy. And when you do your demonstrations, as I said before, you have to be back. Can't be right up on top of the screen. You don't want to be on top of the screen. Always at a distance. Always at a distance. Never on top of the screen. All right, we brought the projector for the upstairs. 4K demonstrations. So this is where I like to sit at. I love this chair so much. This is my massage chair. So I sit back here and I watch from there. Do some nice bright colors on the dark screen. Let me bring you back a little bit farther, people, because I want to get my light there. I want to get my light. That's why I want to bring you back a little bit farther. I want to be to get my light there. Taco needs to be on camera, ain't that right? You fuzzy monster, you. You fuzzy monster. So this is why, when I explain to you, to people watching this and to the individual, see the screen what it went through downstairs against the certifies, against the network gray, against the digital one silver. You see how it went through all those tests in that area down there with all that light hitting that screen? See the size of the screen, you see the distance of where the projector at, what kind of projector we're using in the demonstration. Because if that technology can perform in that hostile environment, under those testings, under those conditions, up here, and the normal lighting, which we call normal lighting, not to the naysayers, they don't consider this normal lighting, it's a cakewalk for the technology. This is why we can display on a $270 projector at 25 feet at 250 inches. Do you have any idea how much light is making contact to a 250-inch screen outside? There's no doors or ceilings or nothing protecting that screen. That image has to travel 25 feet to hit a screen of that caliber and produce that image right back. And you're sitting in a demonstration hugging a screen. I can sit back, we're over. My projector we found out now yesterday is 19 feet from my screen. This is a 600 by 800 720p SVGA projector. The res count is low, which means the picture should be distorted and hard to see from this distance, but it's not, because the black technology adds detail to the screen. Definition, that's what it does. Where gray screen can't even pick up color in here. It'll wash out right from the door. That's why you guys have to maintain at a certain size when you do demonstrations. We don't have that issue. And keep in mind, I have a ultra short throw upstairs in the gaming room that produces at 140 inches, $130. That projector we have on the floor was designed strictly for hospitals, schools, stuff like that, office buildings. It was only designed to do it 80 inches. That's it. We're way outside the max out zone. Now, for people who make the claim about the screen door effect, no. You know how close you have to be on a screen to see a screen door effect? It can be pretty close. The only way you're really going to see a screen door effect, you're going to have a really big screen to see that screen expand to that, but you're not going to see it. See anything yet? Now you see it. That's how close you have to be to a 600 by 800 res projector in order to see the screen door effect. You gotta literally be sitting on top of it. And we're 18 feet back. Taco Kitty. Let's play this one right here. I'm gonna let this guy just play for y'all so you can enjoy this. Now, my gaming screens are in a max out zone. That's where they're gonna be at. My main 2 gaming screens, they're in a max out zone. That's where I game at. I game in the test zone. When the sun comes up, if we get sun, hopefully we get today, we'll show a demonstration again. The light passing through as we always like to do. Hey, big man, you got water? Come check your water dish, man. Come over here. Let me check the water dish. I'll put it there. We go. We gotta stop doing this. I gotta get Velcro. You need a Velcro your tray to the floor. You bad habit. I don't know where you get this from, man. Where does this come from? Look. Move your dish. Put me this right here. Because you do some dumbest stuff, man. I've never seen. I've never seen a cat do that before. Let your food get soft, get moldy. You gotta keep changing out. You waste more food than you eat. Literally. That's it, buddy. Put your dish right there. If we move the location, we'll stop doing that nonsense. Doing it out of the water. All right, so today we're going to make an announcement. We're going to start donating money to Phil Abundance. I'm actually calling them. I saw something that was pretty messed up on, I guess, on TikTok. It's no excuse for it, really no excuse for it, but it was pretty messed up. I should have been doing it a long time ago. God has blessed me to be able to have a lot of nice things, and I should be doing this to begin with. It shouldn't have took that for me to see that, to be to change and do that from the beginning. So we're going to basically start donating our proceeds, some of our proceeds, over to help to feed people that need to eat, because that shouldn't be so. It shouldn't be so. I can't stand these, I have this one guy, boy, I forgot his name. Avocado, I think that's his name. I feel sorry for the guy, I really do. He's going through some stuff, but all that wasting the food, and you got people out there, kids that ain't got no food in their stomach at the end of the day. That was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, we're going to start doing some donating. Somebody got it there. I mean, I'm pretty sure people donate, but yeah, the more people that donate, the better. So I'm going to be contacting the charity group on Monday, see what we can do. All right, let's grab another video right here. Man, yeah, because after seeing that, I don't even really want anything anymore. I'd rather just give my money and put it there. All right, let me see. Where is the adapters for the floor? Taco, like I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. Going out this way, you know? That you trip over it. Why don't you just eat the rice? So weird. You're a weird dude. Man. Knew he was gonna lose the fire stick to the freaking to whatchamacallit. We lost the fire stick to the freaking projector. What? Oh, it had to be downstairs. It has to be downstairs. You know what I mean? Downstairs. Guarantee it. All right, let's put it down to the floor. This is the one for the floor. It should drop one for the ceiling guy too. Now you're eating. Yeah, change your food because like this, much easier now, eh? You do the weirdest stuff, Tato. You do the weirdest stuff.
Save hundreds on new mattress for rainwater flooding.
The weirdest stuff, man. Whoa. I gotta stop counting around so many remote controls. Which one is this one going to? Alright, I don't know what's going on with that one, but let's do this one right here. This is dark contrast demonstration. Now, real quick, let's rewind this real quick. You see how that screen reads Pioneer from all the way over here? Do you see the color of my sofa? See how black my sofa is? That's what your screen should be looking like. This is when we pop into the form sites with the TVs. We come in here with this screen and we show them this setup. And the first thing they look at it and they think it's a big TV. Like, how much did you pay for that OLED? I'm like, that's not an OLED, because they don't realize that you can't see the projector because the projector's on this side. That's what they're seeing. There's no gray screen that can ever pull a black level that dark. Not even those certifies could even pull that dark. That thing looks just like a TV. What are you asking for? What are you asking for? What are you asking for? Let me see what you got on the floor. Okay. All right, we're right here. What are you asking for? Ah, you're finally working. Oh, look at that first. You get on my nerves with that. This is the one for here, right? All right, that's here. This is the floor. This is nice. I like this.
Customizing safe with Liberty Mutual.
New Starbucks buy it energy drink.
You're not the ceiling. You should be the ceiling, but you're not the ceiling. So which one is the ceiling? Alright. Let's not play a little remote control bingo today with you. We apparently lost the remote control to the ceiling again. How I could loosen that thing? I literally lose it every single time. These have to be it. Sorry guys. Very keep losing its remote controls to the TV, to the ceiling. How? We don't know. We haven't been carrying from the house. Alright, these don't go to the TV. Which one? Yeah, this has to be the ceiling. This definitely has to be the ceiling. Yes, I'm doing that. That is annoying as I don't know what. Let's see. You're gonna know what I'm doing behind you. Like, what's he making all the noise? Yeah, we're in here playing around. I'm messing with the floor. That's what we're doing right now. Messing with the floor and the ceiling. Let me back up a little bit because you gotta be to see both of them going off at the same time. So that's the floor. A minute. And there's the ceiling. So that's what we're doing right now. Let's go with AK Desired Nature. AK Desired Nature. Still in taco. Jolly jumbo. That's pretty cool. Let me pause this for a minute over here. There's something good going on over here. I want to be to show that off a little bit, so I'll pause that. And we can go in here and we can check out the floor and the ceiling. Doing a visual effect for the ceiling, and there's the floor right there. The taco walking across it. Hey, you want to move? Would you like to move? Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. Now, this floor right here is the invisible coating. We still test it. Taco doesn't have much weight, so he doesn't really walk on it, but I walk on this all day long. This is going to be tested for 2 months of walking back and forth, so we can see how much punishment the surface is going to take. But again, when we launch this, you know who's going to be complaining about it. Talking about, oh, it doesn't work, it cracks, it peels. Yeah, after we do all these tests already. Oh, let's get back over here because this section over here looks pretty cool. What we're doing over here. That's our projector right there. We're having some fun, people. We're done the demonstration. We're just having fun. This is us kicking back and having some fun. I told you that. Stuff that we do, this is our normal everyday stuff that we do. This is considered to be a challenge to everybody else. Let me see. This is the silk, right? Nope, that's over there. Cool. Yeah, it's just normal stuff for us. And remember to put the remote control here. It's going into his box. How are you getting out of that? I guess you're gonna move it to the side, eh? What was the purpose of that? Yeah, you see the white levels on that? That's dedicated gamer. They're black too, but it's a different shade of black. And that also doesn't match black paint because all the screen paints that we make have to go through the black versus black test. We also too have one for white levels And for certified screens, for low lumen projectors, for ultra short throws, all ultra short throw demonstrations are done in a max out zone. And they have to pull up at a 190-degree viewing angle from one end to the next. Yep. And the beautiful thing about the gamer is the gamer has enhancements that make 720p projectors look amazing. 600 by 800 res, 720p. You ever heard me come right to my, this is an ultra 4K laser projector. We don't do that. If you want to use a 4K projector, you can. If you want to use 1080p, you can. But do you have to? No, you don't. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's up to you. Your option, your choice. Ba, 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 ba. Well, that's my best. Now, when somebody says that I just come on there and I do this demonstration short and sweet because you don't got anything to show, that's why. You can't do demonstrations like this. I can walk away from my camera, go into the next room, work on something, leave it here, let you guys watch. I couldn't care less what comes up on the screen. It's designed to run everything, where other people can't do that. They have to be there. They have to select what videos they can watch. If that's not the case, I could give you a challenge today when the sun comes up and it pushes through my windows, and I can give you a contrast test in that environment. And they can't do it. They have to pick and choose. If you didn't have to pick and choose, then you would have no problem doing the 1 year challenge, 720p. Now, that's a very hard one, people. That's where they got to swap that projector out for a 720p projector. They got to pull it back, and they have to do all demonstrations in fully lit environments. Not going to be easy for them, because now they can't pick and choose what videos they want to show. And all videos must be shot at 13 feet away from the screen, which gives the customer full view of the surrounding area, how it should be done. But they won't do it. I don't know what you're talking about, some king challenge. What king challenge what? What the heck is a king challenge? It doesn't even sound anything normal at all. What the heck is that? It sounds like somebody made that up. Who has a treehouse? We have distance challenge. We have certified screen challenge. This is stuff that we do for testing. This is our everyday test. None of our tests are called king challenges. These are tests we give you. Like right now, this is a distance test. We do a distance test. We do ambient light projection tests. We do color tests like we did downstairs. Now, as I said before, this is a 39 extreme black widow on the ceiling. As I said before, you know, sitting up on top of a screen, hugging it, it's not an ambient light test. It's not, you're not showing anything. My screen has a ceiling light, and you keep forgetting this, and we have to remind him. But this is a 180-inch screen on my ceiling, and my ceiling lamp is in the center of my screen. Someone's in there digging for gold. What you in there doing, Taco? You digging for gold? Yeah. And this is the environment you were sitting in, trying to show off an ambient light environment? Are you kidding me? This is what we sit in. Camouflage Taco. Let me see. Snowflakes, 3D screensaver. Yes, the one I wanted for that one. And let me see. Oh wait, what's going on the screen? Oh, we got that on the screen right now. I want to do something else on that one. Oh, let's do the night. Let's do the whatchamacallit. Do that one over there. See how far I'm sitting back from my screen and operating my remote controls? Yeah, we don't sit on top of the screen. I'm not trying to be rude here, man, but my ambient light rejection technology, your stuff will get crushed in here, man. Look at this. My screens are bigger than your screens. My projectors cost less than your screens. We don't calibrate jack in this house. We got to run this video. I see the sun coming up. Look at this joker in the window over there. Tucker, what you doing? Getting in trouble? Yeah, it is what it is, man. The demonstrations are weak. I can display the snow off my ceiling on a super black OLED screen and then display it on my floor. What do we want to put on the floor? Let's see. And this is you. Koi fish, 3D screensaver. Oh, let's pull up some snow over there. I want to do that. 4K Snow Cottage. Actually, I want my screensaver. I'm gonna pull up just about everything. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, cool. Let's hit that one right there. All right, so that commercial's popping off right now. While that's popping off, let's see what's going over here. Oh, my floor should have loaded up already. Let me see. I'm gonna keep track of my remote controls. All right, there's the floor. The koi fish. There's my snow display on my gamer. Look at my white levels. My ceiling right there. If we crush certified screens on a daily, what do you think a gray screen paint could do in our environment? Nothing. This is how you're supposed to display. If you're going to talk about lights on, are you kidding me? We're the experts in ambient light rejection technology. This is what we do. We don't hug screens, none of that. You know how big my screen is on the floor? This is a 160-inch screen. Once we get our projector a little higher up, we'll be able to nail the whole screen. We're missing it by this much right there. But my floor screen is 160 inches, 127 inches, and 180 inches for the ceiling. So yes, when I see somebody talking nonsense and hugging a screen where you can't even see the surrounding area behind it, clearly shows me this is a person who's faking their demonstration. That's all the light you have in your environment. And at that, we all know what that is. That's black paint. This is pretty bad right there. You're talking about 100% lighting. You sure you want to make that statement to us? That's not 100% lighting. We don't even consider this to be 100% lighting. We don't consider what's downstairs in the basement to be 100% lighting. 100% lighting is outside. That's what we consider that to be the best lighting. Let me see. Let me go over here. These dimness lights. So this is how you did your demonstration. Sorry, we got to play this voice because you got to hear it. You got to hear it.
How solid a picture got just with a little bit of lights on. Alexa, bring up the lights 100%.
Okay.
There you go. See it?
So this is what you consider to be 100% lighting. Again, big problem here. You're too close to the screen. That's one of the first problems right there. Number two, see that string of light right here? That's the lighting behind the back of your screen. That's the lighting over top. You got lighting here and here. None of this is making contact with the screen at all. It's giving the illusion that there's light in the environment. There really isn't. When you do a demonstration showing a fully lit environment, you're supposed to show the entire environment. If you want to talk about ambient light rejection technology, as I said before, we're expert in that field. This is why I have a 180-inch on my ceiling with a ceiling light right in the middle of the screen. And that same light is hitting on the floor. "18 feet, well, actually a little farther than that. 18 feet from the screen, I can display my white levels off my screen right there. So the customer can see the whole entire environment. Let's see. Starfield screensaver. See, I can change my ceiling out at will. You can't do this on a gray screen. Gray screen can't pull a star field. Virtually impossible because it can't see black. So we can display snow here, and we can display our stars here. Ooh. Oh, I like the fish. This is beautiful. Look at the ripple effect in the water. This technology is not going to be available, at least for another couple of months, because we're still testing it. I'm testing it. I'm walking all over it. Let's go with liquid screensaver. And that is on a $60 720p projector. Ceiling is being displayed on a $140 short throw projector. So we have short throw and ultra short throw. Both of these are NECs. Look at Taco across the screen. How dare you, Taco? How dare you? Let's liquefy. Let me see what we want to do with the ceiling. We have so many options for the ceiling. I don't know. Let's see what we got here. Oh, we can do video demonstrations right off the ceiling if we want. But let's bring in the universe instead. Let's see over here. Let's see. Snow. I like that. That's always nice around Christmas time. Let's see. Let's go pop a star field over here. Let's do, for the floor, let's do a 4K demonstration for the floor. Let's see. 4K demonstrations. Let's see which one we want to go with. Oh, the pinball would look pretty cool though. Let's do the pinball. We'll do the pinball for the floor. And let me see what we got here. 4K demonstration. Yeah, 4K will look pretty good for the floor. See the angle gain on that? This is why I like the visual room. Visual room is designed for screens to be tested and displayed. We can display them off the floor. We can display them off the ceiling. Let's change over this to, let me see. Oh, that's for that. Over there. We'll let that run. I want to do something for the ceiling. Oh, that's not the ceiling. Why do we have the, oh, this is for the floor. What is this extra remote control over here for? Oh, that's why. That's for the star field in there. LG beta fish. No, we've done that too many times. Philips 4K demonstration. I want to do that one instead. Philips 4K demonstrations. Let's do this one over here. Now, mind you, keep in mind, as I'm doing this, we're in this room right now. We're watching in the next room and this room at the same time. This is why I told you that when you do demonstrations, you have to do them on the next level. You can't be hugging a screen. So if you notice, we're over here, but we're 18 feet away from our screen. So we can look at this screen and be in here at the same time. See what I mean? This is how it's supposed to work. So if I'm in here working in here, I want to be to watch TV in there sometimes. If I'm in there, sometimes I'll gaze and I'll look at the ceiling in here, what's going on in here. If you can't do this in a demonstration with your product, it ain't worth your time. So anytime you want to compare my product to a network grade 773, are you kidding me? We will level that stuff so easy it's not even funny. Gray screen paint is so much not a threat to us that we show people how to make it. We made a better version of the Cinemax, which we call network grade 773. We posted our ingredients for all 7 of the Digital One Crystal Screen Paint products on our site for anybody to make. We don't consider it to be a threat to us. That's why we give it away for free. Where you, on the other hand, you do consider it to be a threat. Because like I said, if you didn't, you wouldn't have got rid of videos. And we give away gray screen paint. We show you how to make it. It's not a threat to us. We beat that stuff every day. So for you to say comparison of basically saying that you're saving, you get more bang for your buck, we show people how to make gray screen paint every day. I can come over here on camera and just give you ingredients right now, which we already gave you that ingredients multiple times. Advanced version of the 1050, of the 773, it's a half and half. Simple, very easy. If you're making a gray screen paint product, you can start off with the bare silver screen, which we've made it that way too. You can start off with the 1050s if you want to do it that way. You can put in 2 scoops of black paint or 1. It's up to you. I would say 3 would be the max for me. If you're going to go down that level, keep in mind, as I showed you downstairs, if you're on a gray screen, it's different. You don't have heightener technology. So what's going to happen is if you make it too dark, your white levels are going to suffer horribly. And that means your color is going to suffer along with it. You have to make it light enough where your colors are going to be to produce, your white levels are going to produce, but your contrast is going to be fair. It's not going to be ultra black. It can't work. It's not going to happen. That's why if you look at the majority of the gray screen paints, they're lighter. That's why. So easy mixes to make, easy. Pretty much if you're going to start off with the basic minimum, what you're doing is anytime they use the 1050 Bayer or the silver screen, that's the base. That's all it is. That's what makes your product. The black is the toner. That adjusts how dark you want it, how light and how dark you want it. The perks, what do you call it, the peak to screen, is silver and glitter. That's it. That's all it is. They made so many versions of that when I was making screen paint. So many versions of it, it's not even funny. I've seen so many different ingredients. There's a couple of people on YouTube right now that are still displaying ingredients, how to make gray screen paint products. And they do the exact same thing. That's what they do. Now, what put us on the map under Digital One Crystal Screen Paint, while everybody was following everybody else, which was Goose Screen, doing demonstrations in the dark. We didn't have high-end projectors at that particular time, but everybody was doing a lot of demonstrations in the dark. We were doing demonstrations with the lights on. And everybody was following Goose Screen. Goose Screen's requirement was a 3-coat application. It took hours of sanding to get the surface perfectly flat in order to be able to paint that onto the surface. So everybody wanted to be Goose Screen at the end of the day. But we come in and we do a demonstration 1 hour or less. 1 hour or less with the lights on, and that's what got us noticed. That's how we ended up with the contract. If you go to the original site, you will see the Facebook posts with the company we were doing business with. You'll see the beta testers, all that, everything. So the Digital One Crystal Screen Paint we gave away for free is a product that had a 10-year global contract attached to it. That's how big the product was. So if we considered gray screen paint like the Network Gray 773 to be a threat, well, we wouldn't be posting how to make gray screen paint, would we? There you go. No, it's not a threat to us. We've made gray screen paints and threw it up against our screens. That's what we have down on the website for you to check out in that 30 picture slideshow. But gray screen paint products, yeah, very easy. The only people who leave the room when we're talking about gray screen paint products are people that shouldn't be in this room to begin with. We know why you're here. You're here to watch to see what Mr. Bird is doing. That's what you're in here to watch. And the minute I start mentioning these gray screen paint products, these people start leaving because these are the only people that don't want to hear it because they're the ones who make it. That's why. I can tell. So let me explain to you how it's done. Because we got time. We're having fun. I'm waiting for the sun to come up. See how the light's coming through? I want it to pierce through my window, my screen at the same time. So still waiting for it to come up a little more. So we'll have a little talk here. How do you make gray screen paint products? Well, like I said, if we want to put a challenge out, and I showed you already before, it doesn't match our stuff downstairs, and we give it away for free anyway, because it's not a threat to us. But we'll post the ingredients today. I'll post a bunch of ingredients. Put a challenge. You have the option to make those products today live on camera and to beat them. We can take them on with no problem. I just showed you a few minutes ago, we took on black paint downstairs. It doesn't match your stuff. And then we had that demonstration posted to our website of showing us painting a screen with black paint. It doesn't match your stuff. So we can back that up. But can you back up my ingredients? So the first one is the basic. The basic is very, oh, it's really beautiful, isn't it? The basic is very simple to do. This is when we first started making Digital One Crystal Screen Paint products. It's the black and white mix. That's what it all starts off with. So basically, if you're making a lot of it, you start off with a gallon, and you have the black paint is only the toner. Some people put silver, some people put glitter. The only problem is when you put silver into it, most people put a couple of tablespoons or a couple of teaspoons. You will never see that. Never, ever. It'll be diluted by the black and the white paint. That is going to be gone. It's going to take it up. No problem. That's why you have to do the half and half. That's how you do it. That's how you get the silver to show. You have to do a half and half. Now, what most people will do is they'll basically do a simple mix, which is basically the black and white mix. A couple of tablespoons tablespoons into a quart, that's how to do it. If they put 2 tablespoons into a quart, then that means you have to put 4 into a gallon. You have to multiply everything by 4, whatever you're adding into the quart. Unless you're going to make about a gallon, but I suggest you make about the quart first. Okay, so that's the simple basic one, just black and white paint. Then some people, with the black and white paint, they may put in some silver into it. A couple of teaspoons of silver. It can be PPG, it can be anything. They can drop that into it. Some people will use glitter. They might use silver mica. Yeah, they use silver mica. He uses it. We know. We had this product down. We broke it down. We knew exactly what was in it because we made gray screen paints all the time back in the day. So we knew it was in it when it got here. We compared it to what we made over here. It matched. So anyway, silver mica you can use. You can use the glitter. I would suggest using the glitter over at Lowe's because it's less toxic. I told you about that mica. That stuff gets into your lungs, gets on your floors, whatever. That stuff basically becomes airborne. It's not pretty nasty. So basically go with the silver glitter that you'll get over. Extra fine glitter, you'll find it over at Lowe's. Do not go near the gold. The gold is something you don't want to touch. You're going to cause a Christmas tree effect to go off on your screen. You don't want that crap at the end of the day. All right, so that's the basic. Now, for those of you who want to do the advanced version of it, you got to do the half and half. Now, what we showed you for the half and half for the Network Gray 773, which is absolutely perfect, because again, for those of you who are trying to get that tone, told you before, when you start off with the bare silver screen, you start off with the bare 1050. This is going to be a white to a very light gray paint. You're going to have to add black paint into it to get that certain tone. But with the Network Gray 773, it already has the tone already there. So you don't have to really add in any black paint if you want. But if you want to peak it to make it a little bit more better contrast levels than what you saw in the demonstration on the other, you would add in anywhere from 2 to 3. That's as far as I would go. And you do a half and half, which means you pour out half of the container of the gray paint and you put half in of silver. That way you will definitely see the silver blend when it mixes in with the black. That's going to be your base. Your base is going to be half of the Network Gray, half of the silver. That's the base. The toner is the black, so you put anywhere from 2 to 3. Your silver, 1/4. That's all you need to put in. You don't want too much in. You want enough to give it a bit of a kick, but you don't want a Christmas tree effect going off on your screen. And that's it. That's all it is. I've seen so many versions. When we were making gray screen paints, there were so many people that were coming on ABS forums and they were just sharing all kinds of ideas. There was one fellow was putting in silver nail polish, all kinds of stuff, spray paint. Like, we've seen everything. So there's all different ways of combinations you can do it. Now, if you want to do something called the reversal. The reversal is when you see darker mixes. The problem with the darker mixes, they do produce the contrast, but they can't produce straight black. If they are straight black, the problem you're going to have is, can they produce the white levels? This is where the black versus black demonstrations are very important to see if the screen can actually register white light in a very well-lit environment. This cannot be done in the dark. I can't explain this enough when you're developing black screen paints. You cannot do this in the dark. It has to be in an extremely well-lit environment, because your screen needs to struggle. It needs to fight. If it can fight down there and survive, up here, it's a cakewalk. So, most people, what they'll do is they'll try to make a dark gray and try to pass it off as a black. That's why we request the pour out right there from the door. Now, again, when you're doing the black screens, you're still going to have to do that test with low lumen projectors. Yeah, you can't do the highs. You got to do the lows too. The lows have to pick up. Ultra short, those have issues with black screens, so you have to be to show that off too. So it's going to be a bit of it's a little harder doing a black screen than it is doing a gray screen. So what most people do is they'll go with the darker gray, and if you're going to do a darker gray, like the darker mixes, do not start the mix off with the white base, because you're going to have to dump so much black paint into that to get that to tone. It's not going to be funny. And then you're going to lose count. You can't figure out exactly how much you put in. It's going to be your personal nightmare. So the easy way to do is to do a reversal. You start the base off as being black. That's what you want to do. And then you add in your tablespoons or scoops, I like to use, of white paint, because it's not going to take much to change it. So how we got the U, B, how we got that one. We started off with 2, wasn't dark enough. We went in with 3, still wasn't dark enough. We hit 5, it was just about there. And when we hit 6, nailed it. That's what it was. We had to drop them in from tablespoon to figure out exactly where it would lock. Now, the reason why I've seen that particular color before, because way back, many years back, so when you people sit there and say, well, he had it first. No, not really. We had a screen paint called a D5K. Yeah, it was exactly that same color. Bum, bum, bum. I think it was 9 years back we had the D5K. Yeah, D5K. But the D5K was made differently. It wasn't made, we would never tell you what was in it. We can't tell you that. D5K is one of the screen paints we don't tell people anything about how it was designed. But the D5K was a screen paint that we made way before the dark gray mixes were coming out. We're going to keep this here. I don't want to lose that right there. Let's go over and let's look up some history on Mr. Bird. The D5K. This is right around the time we had the company under digital 4K crystal onyx. Let me see. D5K. Ladies and gentlemen, the D5K under beta testers. Yeah, these are the beta testers that were testing out the D5K. The D5K was a very dark gray screen paint that we developed 7 years ago. The beta tester is a fellow by the name of Zone 708. He was doing the testing for us. Our company was Crystal, or actually 4K Crystal Onyx. And that right there is a D5K on display. Told you, we got history that goes back. That's the one thing about us. We got history. How long have we had black technology? That right there is a digital 4K Onyx Black. Look at the date on it. 6 years ago. Yeah, we were developing this stuff way before these guys were ever heard of. And how we know? Because how many YouTube videos do I have? I have over 6,000 YouTube videos posted. That individual only has 1,100. I think it's 1,100, something like that. It's pretty low.
"75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated. Chances are you're one of them."
Yeah, I'm good. You see the color of the screen before it came on? Yeah. Again, I was making that product 7 years ago. I made that product 7 years ago. That all that UV mix and Frankenstein, blah, 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 blah. I made it already. You guys have been copying me all this time. I can go back and show you demonstrations before you even had that product, before you even had a Frankenstein, before you even had the UV. We were making it first. That's how old that product is. When I tell you it's outdated, it's outdated. When I tell you how it's made, that's how it's made. There's a video right there that shows you the color of the screen. This shows you the reaction. Seven years ago. When I tell you we don't need your product, we can make it, we're not joking. We can make your stuff. I made it 7 years ago. It's called a D5K. That's the beta tester who's testing the product. He built and designed that screen. He actually made that screen. So all that stuff y'all talk about, blah, 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 blah. You guys are basically empty relics. We did that stuff already. Been there and done it. Yeah, I told you. I can go back in my archives and I can pull up My products. Look at that. And that's not even on 4K. Nope. That's a 1080p projector that's displaying that. So when I tell you that we know what the Frankenstein is, we know what the UV mix is, because we had that stuff 7 years ago. The difference is my product was far better than yours. All the screen paints that you guys claim today, we made them already. Between 9 and 7 years ago, we made it already. You're buying old stuff. That's all you're buying. Been there and done it already. Seven years back, this is where LED lights were the big thing on the back stream. Matter of fact, they didn't even have these LED lights. We had like this. None of these didn't even exist. You had to spend some money for them bad boys. They weren't cheap. These are all beta tester tests right here, the D5K. Wait to get my new screen. I'll paint this whole wall up. These are more beta testers. See the color of that screen? It's gray. So if you're talking about your products being the best of the best, again, I made all your stuff already. Been there and done it already. There's nothing new about your stuff, not a thing. Did it already. That's the D5K. That's under the company Crystal Edge Technology Screens. That's right around the time where we had the dispute with the company overseas that basically tried to take over my first company under Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. And that's why he took me to court. to try to they tried to take my company from me, and they said they had the rights to the digital 4K Crystal Onyx company, which they didn't. They only had rights to digital 1. So they tried to take my product, they tried to rename it, they tried to fancy the labels to make it look like it was their product, and they tried to opt us out. Well, like I said, in every contract, I sit there and I give the same speech. Why do you fight for the crumbs below when there's a 4-course meal above you? Which means, why do you fight over this little bit of stuff we show you when the technology that we have, if you gave us the time to be able to, what's the word for it? If you gave us the time to develop and we could trust you, there is so much more we could show you what we could do. But instead, you choose to fight over these little crumbs under the table. You see this stuff right here, you get all big-eyed and bushy tail, and you go, oh, we're going to take this, not realizing that we have the ability to obsolete anything we make. I can get rid of this and come up with something completely better than this. And that's what happened to them. They got greedy. And because they got greedy, the Digital 1 Crystal Screen Paint became obsolete. And when it became obsolete, the product that they had was worth nothing. Because we had all the beta testers, which you just watched, do side-by-side demonstrations of the Digital 1 Crystal Screen Paint, which is the light gray mixes we used to make, versus the D5K. And that made the value of the product drop. And because the value of the product dropped, the new investors that they were dealing with wanted the new technology. They didn't want the old stuff anymore. But they couldn't get access to the new stuff anymore due to the fact that under our contract was under Digital 1 Crystal Screen Paint, not Digital 4K Crystal Onyx, which was a whole new company. And that's when we started developing darker technology. And right around that time in 2015, that's when we bumped into Screen Innovation. Yeah, it all ties together. But you don't have anything like that because, again, no one has technology because your stuff is everyday paint. And this is what we had the beta testers do. Run all these tests against the product. Here's the dark silver. Seven years ago.
Hello, how you guys doing out there? My name is Kenneth Burton, designer of Digital 1 Crystal Screen Paint. This right here is our Digital 4K Crystal Onyx Gamer Paint. This paint is absolutely like a kind of a silver gray. What you're seeing on the up top edges is the Crystal Onyx True Black. Now, this paint is dedicated for gaming. Now, I've gotten some emails from a few customers.
Do you know how long we've been designing dedicated screen paints? A long time. It takes years and years and years to perfect it. Now looking at this compared to what we have now, we're way beyond this. But at this particular time, this product sold for a lot because it was actually, like I said, no such thing as a dark screen paint. The stuff you guys are displaying, we've already did it already.
959 projector.
Oh man, the silver. We did the silver screens right here. We're developing some silver technology. That's when I was testing against Seymour AV 1.3. That's a good screen. That's a really good silver screen. Very good silver screen. Here we go. The D5K. Seven years ago. So the products that you're showing in your containers, we've had it already. Been there and done it.
Hey, how you guys doing out there? My name is Kenneth Purr, founder of Digital One Crystal Screen Paint and Digital 4K Crystal Products. Sorry about the noise in the background. There's a fan running. I need to actually drive the screen, or somewhat drive the screen a little faster. Okay, so I'm still receiving some emails asking me exactly how complicated is it to paint this screen, because people look at it and they're thinking, well, this screen's got to be like crazy and complicated to basically paint. Actually, it's very easy. I mean, literally, your kid can come in and paint your screen for you. I'm going to prove that. Now, look.
Now, you see what I'm talking about in the video? Very easy to paint your screen, not hard, not complicated, because at that particular time, again, Goose Screen ran everything. And Goose Screen was a very complicated screen to install. I don't know what it is now, but I know at that particular time it was very complicated to install in. So all the demonstrations we were seeing on ABS Forms were people that were just taking pictures of hours and hours and hours of sanding down the screen to get it perfectly flat so they can actually apply the application to it. And you had to go through so much just to apply the screen. When we came in, boom, 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 painted the screen on a piece of cardboard. At that particular time, there was no such thing as painting the screen directly to your wall. I mean, sorry, you had to paint it directly to the wall. You're not going to paint it on cardboard. You weren't going to paint it on motorized projection screens, fixed frames. None of that was happening. It was to the wall and to the wall only. That's how Goose Screen had it set up. We're the ones that came out and started painting on cardboard and painting on pieces of fabric and doing all that stuff. That's what got us noticed when we were basically doing products. All the stuff that people are doing now, yeah, you're copying us.
Goose Screen, when they came out, they had all these freaking crazy complications and strange instructions that basically you have to go through. I read some forums on ABS forums where people were telling you that you have to go through all these different applications and instructions just to paint the silver fire. I think it's the D5. I think, I'm not sure what it is. But anyway, our paint is very easy to use. Down from the Digital One all the way up to the D4s and the D5s screen paint.
There you go. History speaks for itself. Yeah. We were doing this way before you guys were ever even thought of.
Demonstration. I advise you're going to be using something like smooth, like glass, plexiglass, anything like that. You do want to go with a foam roller. And if you decide that you want to use it for larger applications, you can use a paint sprayer. So just to let you know. But I would advise you to be trained to use a paint sprayer. I wouldn't advise anyone just to go out and grab one and use one, because you might not like the results if you're not trained to handle that piece of equipment. All right, so let me show you the color of D5K. That's the color of it. Now,
it's
one
great,
of the
ain't it?
things I do not like, I like YouTube videos. I'm sorry, I'm not putting any heat on anybody, but if you're going to do a demonstration about your paint, please make sure that you have plenty of light around your screen. Don't put a little dim light in the corner, you know, and say, hey, the paint basically can endure ambient light, because that's not enduring.
Now, we weren't talking about Crow in this demonstration. We were talking about Mississippi Man from ABS Forms, who, when he was doing his demonstration, another guy by Dark Energy Abyss, which is another fellow, we were going back and forth with, and who was the other fellow? It was another guy too, I can't think of his name, but he didn't even exist then at all, period. So when I was on ABS Forums, and we were talking to the fellow called Mississippi Man, and we're looking at how his products were made. It was something like that, back and forth. But that's what we're talking about. But all the demonstrations we saw, they were sitting in the dark. You weren't even thought of. You didn't even exist. What color is this screen? You've been copying our work. That's why you don't want the product coming here, because we can make it. We can make this, we can make that. It's the same thing.
Light bulb here in the corner, and that little light coming through the window. So there's a lot of light in the screen.
So you see that little tiny room? I spent 4 years in that little tiny room, sleeping on the floor and making my products. That's what you call dedication. And now I'm here, developing this technology. So when I explain to people, and you naysayers, when I say that I have the knowledge to make the very product that you brag about, we have been there, we have done it. We know how to make it.
I really test out your screen paint to let you guys know, because you want to make sure that it has as much light as you have in average home, you know. So I'm going to go back here real So this right here, if I keep my camera
Right here.
going
Ah.
into the camera. All right. Take the top of this off real quick. Do the D5K. Now, I had already gone in and stirred it up. So basically, when you get your kit, all you have to do is just basically open the kit, stir it up. You're done. That's basically about it. Now, we'll put a little bit here. That's a whole lot. I think I had too much on here because you don't need much to do this. This is why you can do a massive screen with this. You can paint the 150 inch with the 1 quart, or you can do the 2 quarts and do the massive 280 because it doesn't require a lot of paint to do it. And if you make a mistake, you know, like unlike blue screen, if you make a mistake, you know, you get any imperfections in your screen.
Now you notice that I keep mentioning the word goose screen. Yeah, because at that particular time, goose screen was the black diamonds of screen paints. Everybody followed goose screen. We want the opposite direction of goose screen.
You can't do this. See, I can do that. I can do this. I can take my hand and I can run it right down this side.
Now you see me how I'm running my hand through the screen? You couldn't do that with goose screen. If you did that, you would have damaged your screen. You would have to do the whole process all over again. That's why we noticed when Partey made the comment in the video when he said, I'm not going to come on there and run my hands through the screen. The only way you would know that unless you had watched my old demonstrations, which means this is about the same color as your screen paint. This is why he doesn't want it sent here, because he knows we can make it, because this is the same color that you displayed on that screen. That's how I said we can make it. When you made that comment about running your fingers through, we don't do that in the demonstration anymore. We did that around when the goose screen came out because that was the most impressive part about the demonstration, that if you made a mistake, you didn't have to go through the process of doing it all over again. And the only people that would have known about me dragging my fingers through a screen would have gone back and watched the old demonstrations, which this is the same color as your product. You've been copying me.
Screen, there's no way you can make any mistakes. I can go right back over it. Doesn't make a difference if I go this way, or this way, or this way. As they say in traditional blue screen paints, you can't get to go up and down, and up and down, and
That's how screens had to be painted back then. Up and down, robot formation.
On the roller. Look, I've been painting for a long time. Even I don't know what the freak that means. Just put the brush in the paint that we've done with it. So it's completely foolproof. There's no way you can make any mistakes on this. Well, not faster than that, but that. And this is my cardboard screen. Ain't reacting. Hey, you can't do that. Screen paint, well, you have to do it all over again. No, you don't. Screen paint over it. Your kids come down, they throw food on your screen, guess what? All you gotta do is just wash off the areas where the food's at, and just paint right back over it, you're done. It's the most easiest screen paint to use in the world. Or to do. I'm over here for a minute. I'm going to hit a little demonstration here. And I'm going to put my camera. You guys can see this. And that's the paint reacting. Right here. Now it's a little wet, that's why it's shiny.
Now, you see that little tiny screen we painted out? Back then, that's what people were doing. Now today, you should not be doing any cookie cutter screens for anything. You should be doing screens on massive full displays. That's the D5K, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what color it matches? Yeah. I told you already. This is the reason why we don't consider your products to be anything new. Y'all have been making the same gray and with black mixtures from day one. That's what you've been making. We've made blue screens, red screens, yellow screens, purple screens. We made all different kinds of screen colors and screens. We made screens gold, we make them brown, we make them black, we make them any color we pretty much want. At the end of the day, you guys have the exact same thing. Either it's dark gray or light gray. Dark gray or light gray. We've done all that stuff already. 7 years back, we were making that product.
Look how beautiful that looks. And we're doing a tiny light in here. And look at this. It took me no time at all to paint this perfect screen. Look at that. That's my screen right there. It's done. And this is my cardboard screen. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful, isn't it? All right, so Malay on the front. Matter of fact, let's bring it a little closer so we can grab a projector if you guys can see it. Look at that. That's it. That's all it took for me to paint my screen. I didn't have to do any sanding, no complicated instructions, none of the crap that you would go through with Goose Screen or all the other ones out there. I guarantee you 100%, bar none, that you're going to get the most amazing screen you ever had. I guarantee you, the most amazing screen you ever had in your life.
Now, for you naysayers out there who think that I've been developing black technology all my life, again, when I tell you it's the very same screen that you have sitting on your wall, we know how to make it, because we were making it many, many years back, way before you even knew that I developed black technology. Where's my floor? Oh, here it is. I was waiting for the light to come through. That's what I was waiting for, the light to come up so it can come through my screen. And we're still more than 18 feet from my screen. My projector's right there. It sits at, 19 feet. We're in the next room doing this. Let's get a little closer so we can check out the window light coming through my windows. This is what I was waiting for. Sorry if the video took it's gonna be a long video, but I need to see the light come through because I wanted all that. I want you to see the screen when we have it without the window light pushing through, and I want you to see how the light pushes through, how it doesn't affect the screen at all whatsoever. Now that's the reason why I'm not going to come on camera and says, well, we do our videos short because you got a lot to prove. I can literally make this video itself a challenge. You would never be able to do it. I'm sitting in the next room looking at my screen. Should I back up a little bit more? Lesson to be learned. Number one, never compare my technology to a gray screen paint. Number two, never compare yourself to being an ambient light rejection expert. So, not being rude or not being ignorant when I tell people that I've been making his products way before he was making it, yeah. I can go back and show you the history on our technology. They don't have any history at all because they've been copying us. That's why they refuse to ship our products to us because, again, they can't back it up. Keep in mind, he already shipped this out to Frankenstein already. We already had it here. We had it here. Not the one we wanted, but we had it here. So what would be the problem with shipping it out again? And fear that we can make it. That's what it is. What's going on? This is the ceiling. All right. That's the ceiling. All right, cool. Cool. So the reason why videos take so long, because there's a lot you're supposed to see. There's a whole lot you're supposed to see. When I watch demonstrations on people showing off screen paints, not enough information. There's not enough. No testing, no certifies, no real fully lit environments, nothing. Fake, 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 fake. And the reason why your videos are short, because you don't have enough knowledge to explain. Some people can do an 8-hour seminar, and some people can only do 15 minutes. Depends on how much knowledge you have in your head. You can only do so much because you don't know much. Doing a demonstration while hugging your screen, that is sad. I can display off my ceiling, I can display off my floor, and you can see the screen in the next room sitting in a bay of windows with no problem. Let's just keep the stand here because I want to be able to see my screen in the next room, but I also want to see the ceiling and floor at the same time. That would make a perfect picture, wouldn't it? I need this picture right here for a form site. This would be perfect. Experts and ambient light rejection technology. When I hear Elite Screens talking about their ceiling and light rejection technology, we laugh at that. You know why? Because in the demonstration I saw with that one, the guy was sitting there with an ultra short throw projector, which they like to use, as I said before, because ultra short throw projectors, shorter distance, screen's going to maintain a much more brighter image. That's why I like to stick with those ultra short throw demonstrations. No, that's not too bad. So they'll stick to the ultra short throw projectors because, again, and keep in mind, in order to use that screen, you're going to have a certain screen anyway. You can't run an ultra short throw projector off everything. Certain screens have to be ultra short throw compatible. Well, let's do this one right here. So they have to be ultra short throw compatible. So you're going to spend a little extra money. You're going to spend more money than you pay for an everyday certified screen compared to a screen that's ultra short throw compatible. And on top of that, there's less of a distance throw, projector, like I said, sitting up on top of the screen, and they keep the screen at a minimum of 100 inches, which gives them a much more shorter, compact, compressed image to promote a sharper and brighter image. But what I didn't like about their demonstration is not just the ultra short throw, but I had to do that anyway because they're doing a sling light rejection ultra short throw anyway. I didn't like the fact that when he sat there and said, my windows are open, and they're not. Your blinds weren't open because I couldn't see objects on the other side. Your blinds were on a slant, which means there's a little bit of light coming up. They give it the illusion that the window's pulling out all this light, but the light is actually hitting the blinds and going downward, not going this way. On top of that, where the projector was sitting, there was really no light hitting it. He had a window here, a window here, a window here, a window here. When I went to slow the video down, I noticed there was a window on this side, but the blinds were fully shut on this side. That window light would have made contact with the screens. The two in the front wouldn't have made any contact. Now, if you had those same two windows sitting in the back, that light would have hit directly into your screen. You had no windows in the back, and if you did, they were probably all covered. You gave off the illusion that you were basically pulling an image in a fully lit environment. And then judging by the color of the screens, and we've had them here, the ceiling light projection screens, every last one of them are light, which means they do not have the ability to pull contrast and color at all. So, yeah. So, talk about ceiling light rejection. What we got sitting up on top of the ceiling is what you call true ceiling and light projection technology. That's the top. Let me see. What do we have running for the top? I want to do. Tropical fish. keep the floor there. What is this playing on my video? Oh, no. We're up front on that one. Now, let's go over to let's go over into the next room. Let's see life over there. We're not going into the next. We're going to stay right over in here. We don't need to be over there. We're good. When I do these demonstrations, I like to be in the next room to show my customers that they do not have to be stuck in a dark environment. Now the reason why, like I said, my videos take so long, because there's so much you have to see. Even right now, when I end the video, there's still so much you're supposed to see. They're not showing you enough information. All they're showing you is some pretty colors flashing across the screen, some light little, and that's it. That's all you're seeing. And for goodness sakes, stop hugging the screen, for goodness sakes. You're not supposed to do that. Never supposed to hug the screen. You're always supposed to be a distance from the screen at all times. So that way the customer can see what they're getting. They got to see the surrounding environment. That's very important. I hate that when people hug the screens. What is the purpose of that? Oh, we know. They're hiding the ambient light. That's what they're doing. You guys can sit right there and enjoy. Like I said, lesson learned today, never compare me to a gray screen paint. When we do certifies, we don't consider a gray screen paint a challenge for us at the end of the day. This is why we give you free ingredients how to make it. Because it's not a threat to us. We do certifies. That's what we like to do. That's more of a challenge for me. The next time you do a demonstration talking about Alexa lights on or off, do a real ambient light projection demonstration. Never challenge an expert at what he's known to do. This is what we're designed to do. That's why when you go to my website, what's the first thing you see? Black and white paint demonstration. Then you see our displays on our 250-inch screens, 150-inch screens, and that slideshow that we got is freaking massive. There's over 1,000 images in there showing ambient light demonstrations on every level you could possibly think of. I even did a demonstration where I actually mounted a laser 2500 lumen projector to the side of my deck, 11 feet high, and produced an image on a black screen that lay flat to the ground. Come on. You're in the wrong field. And I can go back to my history, and I can dig up my archives, and I can bring up gray screen paint products that were making way before you ever existed. You're messing with the wrong person at the end of the day. You cannot win with me. I have more knowledge, more experience than you will ever have. I've been here longer than you, both of you, together. All your products, we've done it already. We've made it. Finish it. And you can go back and check my archives if you want. Go into Digital 1 Crystal Screen Paint, go into Digital 4K Crystal Onyx. You will see all the stuff we developed way before these guys ever even thought of. This is why you cancel your orders. This is why you commit fraud. This is why, because you don't have a choice. And yet I can just come in and buy your product with ease and make a statement that we'll have our money back in our account, and it goes back into our account. We can back it up. Can't win. That's what I said. Now, this is the last time we're going to say this. If you want to purchase my product, you come directly through me. You don't get the free product anymore. We offer that 3 days. You couldn't do that. That's gone. If you want the product, you come through me, and me only. And when you go through me, you will have proof of a receipt. You'll have proof of a receipt from PayPal. You'll have a batch number. You'll have an official container. And you will have the labels so you can display. Something you can't do now because you never had the product. So you have the 1 day for the day. And after that, we don't bring it up anymore because we already know we're going to give you one chance today to redeem yourself. Till then, enjoy the video while the light passes through. If you need more light, I'll pull my curtains back. Ooh, monkey mans. Hey, Taco, monkey man. So what's that monkey man doing over there? What is that monkey man doing over there? The monkey man. Curtains back. What are you doing? What are you doing? There you go. I thought I'd add some more light in for you guys. I like doing this angle right here. Boom. There we go. See, what they don't understand is I use this stuff every day. I don't have TVs in my house. This is what I use. So I need to be to come downstairs and be able to read and work and do whatever I want to do and watch TV. And I don't want to be in the dark. I don't want to turn my living room into a cave. I want my light to push in. I want to be to enjoy the sunlight when it comes up. I want to see the sunset. I want to see it all. I don't want to turn my living room. My first, when I started putting this all together, was not to turn my room into a bat cave. I wanted to, I'm going to change up my covers to the white again. Definitely going to change them out to white. But anyway, so I was just thinking about that a few minutes ago. I'm going to buy some more covers. I'm going to change this white. I want to brighten this up a little bit more. Then I'm going back and change it back to basic black again, knowing me. But anyway, so as I said before, this is my lounge area. This is my house. My dedicated theater room is over top of me. So if I want to be in a dark environment, I have that upstairs. But this is my living area right here. I don't want to change my living area into a cave at the end of the day. I should be to sit down here, have company over. They should be to read whatever they want to do. And this should be act just like a TV. If it doesn't work that way, then I don't want it. I'll buy myself a TV at the end of the day. And that'll be the end of it. I don't want to spend money for an expensive projector. I don't want 4K. I don't want to calibrate. I don't want any of that. I want to buy a cheap projector that I can use. My 600 by 800 720p SVGA works perfectly fine. That's the part that these people don't understand. I'm not going out and spend all this money for a projector. It's just too, come on, really? Seriously? Then I got to turn around and spend money for a screen too and the sound system? No, no, no. You're not doing that. Don't get it. Yes, don't get it. Ah! Nightmare. I have so many fire sticks up here. Take all my fire sticks in one section. Bad idea. So this is why the video was so long, because as I told you before, I wanted to wait till the sun came up and came through my windows. That's what I wanted to do. I want y'all to see what I see every day. When I get up in the morning, and I leave my projector on all night. That's why I bought a second bulb, because I'm going to burn this one out, as I always did the other one. I know myself. I run through mine. Lamps last pretty long, trust me, but me on my end, I burn them out. I leave them on all the time. But when I wake up in the morning, I like to see my fish. I like to see whatever is displaying, maybe a little nature. That's what I like to see. And this is what I wake up to. And trust me, I try to keep them short and sweet, but it's hard to do when there's so much you need to know. For those of you that are buying for the first time, this is what you should be seeing. This is how screens are supposed to react. That's why when I see these demonstrations of these washed out images and just cutting corners on so many levels, they try to make that sound like that's the normal. That's not the normal. You don't want that at the end of the day. No. This is why people spend the money for my products. This is $204 of technology. My technology that can take out a $3,000 to $5,000 projection screen and do it at a projector that costs my customers next to nothing. Yeah. I shut her down. 60 bucks. $140. I'm leaving that one on because I usually do. $150. These are all 720p projectors down here. That's a lot of confidence. Get a king cobra, come out of a basket as you're charming it. Now, I have a ride shield up there for that bad boy. That is a big snake. What are you spotting, buddy boy? What you spotting? Birds? Raccoons? You cat out there? Oh, it's the bird. That's what it is. Okay, cats. Birds will be out there. Cats are over there. Oh, I'm gonna sit down in my chair back here, because this is usual. I'm sitting down and watching TV.
Let me guess. I missed it.
Two sets of stereo remote controls, and we lose them. Oh, crap. Air conditioner. As I said before, excuses for you people. people who make these great screen paint products. Like I said, if I wanted to, I can make this a challenge right now. And you couldn't catch up. Ain't that right, Taco? And here this guy is sitting there hugging a 100-inch screen. You got no windows next to your screen. My screen sits in a bay of windows. All right, people. With that being said, I am going to enjoy the rest of my morning. Ooh, I forgot I got to jump on Instagram. Hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Thank you for your time. I have to go, and God bless.